even if he has taken 9 to 10 months, let me tell you this thing. He has scored 625, if I'm not wrong. 625
Yes,
is his overall
yes.
score. And I always say that, getting the score above 600, it is very, very much difficult. Hello everyone, welcome to CISA This Much. This is Aditya, and today we have with us Musham, who has recently cleared his CISA exam. Hello Musham, welcome to our YouTube channel. We'll be asking him lots of questions, but before that, I'll ask Musham to please introduce yourself, your background, your experience, and what made you choose CISA.
So, a very good afternoon, Aditya. Thank you very much for introducing me to this small interview. So, I would like to introduce myself as Musham. So I completed my CA way back in 2019. So, my core profile was into internal audits and corporate process audits. So, one of the now that we are in the 21st century and the technology has driven the entire market, especially after the COVID. So, now that almost all the controls which an company was engaging is they are almost automatic controls. So whenever we go for testing in your day-to-day process of audit, so there are many controls which are automatic, and we don't have that expertise of testing this controls and all. So that one of the things is like you should always have some technical background to understand what kind of controls that are built in the system to ensure that risk is mitigated. So that was one of the reasons for me to choose CISA. So I cleared my CA in 2019, and I cleared my CFE in the year 2020, and in
CFE.
2020, yeah, CFE fraud examiner course, and now in 2022 I cleared my CISA also. So happy to share this journey.
Okay, okay. Yeah. So you are a CA. He's a qualified CA from India, and he has done CFE, and then he was working in internal audits, and then later on he felt the importance of doing the CISA. Okay, so how much time did it take for you to finish the CISA from the scratch? Till finishing it. Because you are having this background of audit. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, so people of okay. One more thing, I would like to ask here. So since you are in internal audit, so should internal auditors require this CISA certification, or else because there are other certifications also for internal auditors. Okay, so should even they choose CISA this path?
So I strongly suggest the younger generation who is into internal audits, or if they want to be into audit profiles, to go with this certification, because now entire business is driven by technology. Whether you accept or not, it is a technology which drives the business. And if you don't have that required expertise to audit the things, so you will not always give an assurance to the management or even for the ACB or to the board the required assurance they want. So it is always now it was way back into the 1990s or 2000, it was just necessary. Now that to have a technical certifications and all, but in the 21st century, and in the down the line by 10 years or 20 years, it is a mandatory requirement to have a technical knowledge in audit people also. So that is one of the reasons. So I suggest that it is not a necessary, it is a mandatory thing which is required. So that there is a paradigm shift of from a necessity to being a mandatory thing. So I strongly say that everyone should have this certification.
And how much time did it take for you to finish the
Yeah.
certification?
So the first part of the question, sorry, I forgot to answer. So
No, no.
it took almost 9 to 10 months approximately to finish this. Attend your classes of. It took almost 1.5 months to attend your classes. Then I did your test, which almost took 1 month of time. Then I again revised my both. See, one of the materials that I've used is ISACA review manual, your master charts, and the the short notes which you have given, the discussion notes if I'm not wrong, then, and the questions which you have given as part of the class recordings. So those were the things which I have used as my base to study. And I also used the QAE of the ISACA. So these are the four materials which I've used to prepare myself for the examination. And one thing I want to suggest the persons who are planning to give the CISA exam is that none of the questions will come either from the review manual or ISACA Q&A or your book, or for that matter any book in the market. So it is the concept which will help you, the clarity on the concept which will help you to answer the questions in the examinations. And again, I want to reiterate that almost all, at least two of the answers will be the correct, and you have to select the most appropriate one. And that is, believe me or not, that's the most difficult thing for any person to answer. The most appropriate may not be one thing. Option A might be the most appropriate for me, option B might be most appropriate for you. So the decision to arrive at the right thing is what makes you the difference. So that is a niche knowledge which ISACA expects from the candidates.
Okay, so guys, even if he has taken 9 to 10 months, let me tell you this thing: he has scored 625. If I'm not wrong, 625
Yes.
is his overall
Yes.
score. And I always say that getting the score above 600, it is very very much difficult, because if you look into the entire this thing, the exam, you'll find that the rank 1 or rank 2, although they don't give the ranks, but the thing is that top 3 rankers, they get the overall score around 650, 650. So 625, it's a very difficult, you can say, I mean, it's not an easy score to achieve. So since he has taken a lot of time, so I want to ask you, so you are saying you have taken 9 months of time, and you also told that you were having some difficulty in revising the things, because you lost the track. So this is a question which also comes, because many people, even in my this thing also, they have enrolled with my course, and they don't give the exam for like more than 6 months, 8 months. There are people who have not even given the exam for more than a year. Okay, they have registered with my course and everything, but and they say that since they are working in Big Four, or they are having lots of work pressure, they couldn't get time to study. They cannot able to manage the revision and everything. So how did you manage in the end, after, because I know this, and this is something, this is very true, that if you don't revise the things for more than a month, you will start forgetting whatever you have learned in the past. And everything you will feel that, okay, you're studying it for the first time, everything will become new for you. So how did you manage that, after losing the track? How did you manage revising the things and getting back into the track?
This is the most difficult question that I have to answer. So I, to be honest, if when I say the period of 10 months, it is not exactly the 10 months. So I go to office from 9 to 7 o'clock in the morning. So 9 to 7 is my fixed time. So after 7 p.m. in the day, all I can allocate my time for my study. So post office from 8, I can say from 8 to 11 is my study hours. So I use this time effectively. There's a private study hall or a library where I used to visit on a daily basis. I used to study for that effective 3 hours a day, so that I'll not feel like I've lost track of what I've studied in the last 1 month, or say for that matter 2 months. So I prepared my timetable. I was initially planning to give my exam in the month of June or so, but because of XYZ reasons I couldn't do it. But then I again question myself as to whether I do have the eligibility to write the question and to attempt the exam and all. So again, no, I started from scratch in the month of July or again. So I found that my level of preparation was not meeting the requirements of the ISACA. I feel that I attended 1 or 2 mock tests from your application. So I find that I was not scoring more than 70 or the percentage, or where I was targeting a score of 90 or 95, so that in the main exam I'll LT score as 50% and all. So I couldn't reach my expectations. I said, like, this is not the right time for me to attempt for exam. Then I took a break of about 1 month and 2 months, and then again started revising the material which I've the notes and the material which I've referred in my first question. So then so that was a strategy that I used. So it is effectively 3 revisions that I have done to be, in total and all, to before writing the exam. So 3 revisions has
Revision, okay.
helped me.
Yeah. So
So
guys,
the third revision was,
focus into these things. The 3 revision is he did, although he's from audit background, he after studying for the first time, he did 3 times revision. So this is what is required for you to clear. There is no magic, like you will just study for one time and you will expect of for clearing the exam. It's not going to happen like that. It takes a lot of efforts. Yeah, please continue.
so it was a third revision which made me get into that comfort zone of, yes, I have now got the minimum understanding of the concept. unless I'm ready for the exam. So that was
Okay. And Mike, next question is, how was your experience with CISA this much? That's my next question.
so yeah, this is I have to agree that I have done a due diligence of seeing each and every material in the market, like even in the Google or in the YouTube. I have taken a demo class of each and everything, but I was not able to get that comfort level with all the faculties who is preaching. So I have attended one of your free upload videos which is available on YouTube. I think if I'm not wrong, that is domain 2 if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So I have taken that, I have listened to that entire domain which is available on YouTube, and then felt that this is how your method of approaching a subject should be, rather than concentrating on the questions or concentrating on the theory and all. It is a concept clarity which is utmost required when you study in these professional exams and when you appear in these professional exams. So I feel that you're good at understand the concepts and all. I got the comfort level or the confidence level once I attended the domain 2. I attended the questions also. So then immediately I subscribed for your app, and then I purchased it.
Yeah, so actually, most of the people, they face, lots of difficulties in domain 4 and 5, and as I've, already made domain 4 and 5 very in depth, because those things, if you understand these domains, the difficult parts, you can understand the easier domains. Since you are not from IT background, for you, domain 4 and 5 definitely would have been more this thing difficult. Like,
Yes, yes.
which
So
domains you.
domain 4 and 5 are the difficult for the entire, not just for me, for anyone who is coming from the audit background or non-technical background. Domain 4 and 5 are the hardest. Though domain 4 is also okay, but domain 5 is purely technical. So domain 4 is the same subject as what we have studied in ISCA in our CA final. So it is almost like 70% there's a common syllabus between my ISCA and as well as CISA. So domain 4 was not, to be honest, it was not the difficult one. The domain 5 was the most difficult one. So my confidence levels used to raise up to domain 4 and used to fall after reading my domain 5. So domain 5, to be honest, domain 5 is the only domain which made me not to attend my exam in the month of June or July. So domain 5 was very big. But in the exams, I have scored the highest in my domain 5, if I'm not wrong. And I have scored low in my domain 1 and 2.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, what would be your last message, or any tips you want to give to the future CISA aspirants who are watching this video?
so my sincere suggestion is, don't go with so many books available in the market. Stick with one book, because none of the questions will come from the book which you are reading. So stick to one or two materials which you have initially decided and all. So do at least 3 to 4 revisions before giving any mock test or before writing for the exam. So that is my second tip. The first tip is, stick to only one or two books which you have decided at the early stages of your preparation. Third tip is, write your exam only when you're confident, so that you don't waste your money. So these three things I would like to
Don't be in
take.
a hurry. Okay. Yeah. So,
Yeah, don't be in a hurry. So
yeah.
same thing. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your experience with us, Musham.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, and wish you all the very best for the future.
Thank you, Adit. It was my pleasure to interact with you.